We know Cole ain't here. He's back in bed somewhere probably, and the stresses that come on the farm that make relationships hard.
Just the lifestyle of farming. There's long hours and mostly headaches every single day.
Single moms are great.
Yeah.
A lot of everything. I wish Cole was here.
What's that saying? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah.
How does she deal with your mood swings? It's so damn difficult to find something derogatory or negative that someone has said about Jesse on the internet. It hurt me reading Reddit threads about you because of how many I saw about me.
Right.
Hey y'all, welcome to Meet the McBees, powered by AgAmerica Media. Today I'm joined by my brother Jesse, and we're going to be talking about love on the farm, how to make relationships work in a stressful environment like farming and ranching. Guys, episodes of Meet the McBees drops every Tuesday on YouTube and every other podcast listening platform. If you like it, share it, subscribe, tell a friend. We'll be dropping new episodes every Tuesday. Saddle up. Let's get down and dirty with it.
It is early. It is 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we know Cole ain't here.
It feels a lot earlier than that.
We know Cole ain't here. He's back in bed somewhere probably. But today we don't need him for this podcast anyways. This is a podcast that I think Jesse and I are going to be the ones that can do the bulk of the speaking on for two reasons. Mine not being the best reason. Jesse's a very good, experienced, successful dater in the farming industry. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about love on the farm and the stresses that come on the farm that make relationships hard, because it is damn hard on the farm.
Yeah. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
So I want to tell a little story because I think this really encapsulates how difficult it is in a small town or in a farming industry to find love and to make it work. When I was in my early to mid 20s, I was recently single, or I'd been single for a little bit, and I experimented with dating apps. So I was trying Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Preferences Hinge. I think that's higher quality. Tinder is just more quantity.
No, brother.
But anyways, you have this map that you drop on all these dating apps, and you like expand the circle of where you're supposed to find your matches, right? Well, where we're at in Gallatin, Missouri, you can expand that circle on all these apps. I think it's 100 miles. And even when I expanded that thing 100 miles, it still did not reach any major city or any big population. So the pickings were few and far between. It was rough stuff. It was rough there for a bit. I realized very quickly, okay, it's going to be a lot harder than I thought, because the thing about a small town or any sort of farming industry is all of the good ones, both men and women, get married literally 2 years, within 2 years of graduating high school. And they've probably been dating since like 6th grade. Is it not true?
That's exactly how it works.
Like the good ones match up in like 6th grade, and then they get married right out of high school and they start their family immediately. So then you have the leftovers like me, where
you're still single, still on Hinge.
No, I'm not on Hinge anymore.
Oh, that's not very clear.
Sorry, don't look me up. If you see me on Hinge, it's a fake account. So you're left with like this very small number of people that all come with major red flags, hence why they're single and in the farming or small town industry. And so that was one of the reasons, candidly, why I went on a dating show, because all of the conventional ways of dating had not worked. I was in my mid 20s and I was starting to realize, hey, there's very few single people in my county, like literally in the entire county of Daviess County. Anyone between 23 to 28, and hell, at that point, I think I was going like 23 to like 40. I was like, you know what? I'll take a freshly divorced single mom. At this point, it was starting to be pretty rough. Single moms are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I realized that the odds were against me. They were stacked against me. And so, tried a dating show. And that was eventually how I ended up in another relationship. So, little story about my experience trying to date in a small town in the farming industry. And I think that there's so much to this that a lot of farmers and ranchers, like you see a bunch, and it seems like it's more men than women. You see a bunch of 30 to 40-year-old single men that are farmers and ranchers.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I would definitely have to say it's just the lifestyle of farming. There's long hours and mostly headaches every single day. And I'd say that they got married or were together younger, and were more involved with each other. And then, as years go by, even if you're not a farmer, as years go by, you're not as close as you used to be just because of life in general. And then obviously you mix farming into the bunch, and it takes away basically any extra time that you have. Yeah, any free time that you have, farming takes away from. And it's a yearly thing. As much as everybody wants to say it's not, it is a yearly job that keeps you plenty busy. And not only that, but it gives you more headaches than probably any other job. So when they're calling you asking, how's your day going, and you're underneath a combine trying to get it going again, and you're just
Cows back in fences.
and you're like, oh, it's going great, babe. I just love my job. And yeah, it leads to a lot of different fights. And obviously the timing thing is just a huge part of any relationship. So all those things combined lead to a lot of 30 to 40-year-old single farmers.
Yeah, that is
recently divorced.
probably just very, very true. So it comes down to, number one, you are on call 24/7 in the farming industry, especially if you have animals, because you cannot predict when those animals are going to get sick, when they decide to break through a fence, when they decide to jump a fence. And it seems to always come on a Friday night, right when you have dinner plans, right at 7:30 p.m. I swear cows have like an internal clock where they're like, all right, it's Friday night, 7:30. I bet they have reservations at a nice restaurant. Let's go bust through this fence and wander out on the highway.
What's the absolute worst time I can get out of this fence?
They
pick that.
They do. They have an uncanny ability to pick and choose the worst possible times.
Yep.
So you have the fact that you're on call 24/7. You're dealing with a high stress environment because you have all the work that you have to get done. Mother Nature could throw a wrench at it at any time. So a lot of farmers' emotional states are a roller coaster, up, down, which is not great for any relationship.
No.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
And I do, I feel for anyone that is dating a farmer or rancher, because you do have to deal with the mood swings because it is such an emotionally invested career. Like, you are so connected to the farm and ranch, the animals that you raise, the crops that you're growing, that I don't see how it couldn't affect you emotionally whenever you have those bad moments that are inevitably going to come.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important to find the right person that is able to handle that type of pressure.
It takes a special person, man or woman, and this works on both sides. Yeah.
Both sides. You have to have somebody who's very patient, because you just never, with farming, you just never know. And unfortunately, that's just part of the job that you sign up for, is you never know what's going to happen. You never know when you're going to get called in, or have cows get out, or have to run all night in a combine, or plant all night because there's rain coming. So you have to have a very flexible partner that's able to kind of just go with the flow.
Speaking of flexible, Jesse, how do you spice up your love life when you're working out on the farm? You got any stories you're going to tell us about?
Unfortunately, I think we have the wrong brother. I know somebody who has a lot of... I wish Cole was here. Next time he's in here, you have to ask him that question. Oh, I'm sure there's...
Can we tell about the story with Cole and the...
I think it's... yeah.
All right.
He told us.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so there was a couple years back, Cole and Casey, so it's all good now.
Yeah,
it was Casey still. Yep. It's all good. Cole was spending some late nights in the tractor, and we kept wondering, how is he working this late? We know he usually jumps out of his tractor about 5 p.m. to make sure he gets back to Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a month after planting season, all the soybeans were starting to pop out of the ground.
Yeah, you can see the row.
Yeah, every single row, you'd have A-B lines whenever you're planting in a field. So basically, you set auto steer on your tractor, and it sets 2 marks, and it draws a straight line between them, and you take your hands off the steering wheel, and it just is a perfectly straight line, right? Well, all of our soybean fields looked great. Just perfectly straight rows. And then you have Cole. And it's every single one of his fields were like this. They were waving through the field. Cole, how are you doing this? You were on auto steer. They should be a perfectly straight line. Jesse, what do we end up finding out?
Oh, I don't need to tell this. You go.
Well, apparently, Casey was spending some evenings with Cole in the tractor cab, and to say Cole was distracted would be an understatement, but I feel like the steering wheel kept getting bumped.
I think that's what happened, and he had to grab it and put it back on, and then hit the auto steer button, and it got bumped again, and yeah, they were, Cole was he was multitasking, is what he told us.
He was multitasking.
I was glad he was still working.
Yeah, you know what, honestly, we'll take it. If that's what it takes to keep Cole in a tractor, that's fine by us.
That's probably,
Cole keeps his dog in the tractor cab with him.
Yeah. Yep. That is a crowded
tractor
cab.
Good Lord. How can you even see anything outside?
There's no way he could have. That's why he was probably looking out like this.
He's got his dog by his feet, his girlfriend on top of him. Good Lord. He's a mess. I wish he was here to talk.
They've kept it spicy though.
I think that's what you have to
Any
do.
way you can.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Cole seems to be very spontaneous when it comes to that.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd say Jesse and I are considered the starfish of the family. Hey, nothing wrong with it, man.
Hey, that's okay.
So what have you and Alli been able to do to navigate a successful relationship? Y'all have obviously been together since what time we were in diapers, it seems like.
I was like, it really does.
But what have you guys been able to do to keep your relationship going strong even through all the down years and the rough times?
Honestly, she's probably made it a lot easier on me. If it was anybody else, they would have left me a long time ago. But in all reality, I would say that we just kind of made compromises with each other. You kind of have to accept some things and kind of work around. Like, obviously, she's a nurse down in Kansas City, and I'm working an hour and a half north on the farm, so we don't get to see each other every day. And this is where I think, and one of the most important things in a relationship is actually getting space from each other. Is a huge, not too much space. Now, you can't not ever see each other. But you definitely you can't be with somebody every single day, 24/7, and not expect to fight. Like, if I'm working with Cole for a week straight, I want to knock his teeth out. So in a relationship, you got to have that space, but you also have to compromise. And I drive back to the city at least 3 or 4 nights a week to see her. She'll come up on the weekends and stuff like that during our busy seasons. So really just making the time to see each other, understanding that there's going to be times when you can't see each other, and trying not to make a big deal out of that and turn it into a whole ordeal, and just talk through it. Really, I think that's where
That is where I go wrong.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, I would say
Because when I'm with someone, I want to be with them all the time,
yes, you do, which is a good thing.
I mean, it's not bad, but then it goes back to when you're together too much, it's actually a bad thing.
Yeah,
You end up like at each other's throats nonstop.
yeah. What's that saying? Distance makes it
Harder of honor.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely applies.
I need to work on that one a little bit. I think that's what has been the downfall and why the relationships I have attempted have not successfully materialized or worked out.
That and many other reasons.
It's not agree. I mean, I see what you're saying though. Is there anything? I mean, did Alli have did you guys have any conversations up front when y'all started dating about the industry that you're in, or do you think she just kind of understood over time?
Honestly, no. I think I got very, very lucky with Alli that she is, well, you know her. She is very understanding and just kind of calm. She's very independent on her own.
Yep.
So that in itself, and that's another thing that you kind of have to look for if you're looking for a partner, somebody who's independent, has their own thing going on. If you can't find somebody, then you would have to communicate that up front and basically say, this is kind of just the lifestyle. So if you want to actually be with me, then you're going to have to accept that one way or the other. Because, as much as they want to say that it's okay up front,
It's an entirely different ball game when you're in it.
well, once you're in it, it's way different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they think they can control you, and it's never works after that. But
Never.
no, I unfortunately for me, in my case, I think I got kind of lucky with my partner, that she was a lot more understanding, and we didn't really have to communicate that, mostly because back when we first started dating, I didn't even work really at the farm. I was bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, kind of phased into it.
And then phased into it. So she just kind of had to go with the flow. And that's kind of how I've had to do it with her too. So we both made compromises and accept that, she had to work weekends, or I had to work down in the city, and I had to go see her down there, or she has to come up here to see me. So
How does she deal with your mood swings? Because you can't sit here and deny the fact that you don't have mood swings like the rest of us. Whenever it's a bad day on the farm, it is really, really hard to not let that affect you for the rest of the night.
I definitely do have mood swings. I'm usually a pretty happy person. Like, I'm, for the most part, but there's definitely days where I call her and just absolutely lose it. How does she deal with that? She's just pretty good, I would say, for the
And
most
you just
part.
not react.
She doesn't really say much. She just lets me get
That's probably the best.
she lets me get my whatever I need to get out and scream and yell, and then I usually hang. So, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I don't know call it back. Sorry about that. That was not me.
If for anyone that has not worked on the farm or around cattle, like, you can't judge anyone or hold anyone accountable for the things that are said when you're working cattle or when you're having issues with equipment.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, you just don't judge. Like, Jesse, Cole, my dad, and I, we have said some of the most horrendous things about each other to each other whenever we are doing whatever it may be on the farm, working cows, and you didn't shut the gate right, or you didn't, spin the cows the right way, whatever it may be. We just like forget. You just kind of have to have like, was it amnesia? Amnesia, where you forget everything. Like at the end of the day, you just forget everything. That's what you have to do whenever you're working on the farm, because there are some times where you just got to let loose.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was. Speaking of that, just the other day we were separating cow calf pairs and load them in a trailer. And Braden and Blake were up. I guess this would have been a couple.
Braden was up at the farm?
Braden was up here. Yes, Braden was up here. It was Cole, Jake, and me. I can't remember. It was a really hot day, and it whatever reason, the cows weren't wanting to go into the trailer. It turned into a whole shit show. But so Cole and Jake just started getting into it, absolutely screaming at each other. And I was just like, it's just another day on the farm. Like they always do this. And I think Cole ended up punching the trailer, jumping down and saying to Jake says, "What for?" Saying he's flipping it to the ground. And I look over and I see Brandon and Blake just hightailing it, real quick. Like, I'm getting out of here as fast as possible.
They weren't used to that?
I'm like, Brayden, that wasn't even that.
It's like an everyday occurrence.
Well, yeah, like they're going to be fine here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Jake and Cole threaten to fight each other probably 3 times a day.
They never have, but they threaten it every day. Like, you just got to get used to it when you work cows. It's just how
they really do. Did we do Reddit reads? We did it last week when Dad was on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got a Reddit reads that I found about you. And let me tell you right now, it is so damn difficult to find something derogatory or negative that someone has said about Jesse on the internet. I had to go down the rabbit hole of Reddit for like 30 minutes to find one negative thing. And this isn't even that negative, but I was pretty happy with it. Thought I was going to have to make my own Reddit account and post something about you. But I did find this one.
Okay.
From a Juries 01. It says, "I don't think Alli even likes Jesse. She had more chemistry with the stripper, to be honest. Maybe Jesse is gay."
What? Is that really what it said?
I swear.
That's why I don't get on that. I don't read anything because I just don't want to.
No, that's right. It hurt me reading Reddit threads about you because of how many I saw about me. It was horrible. I had to I was like trying every time I saw my name, I was like, go fast and look at it.
Wow. I guess that wasn't as bad as I thought to me. But yeah,
I hope there's more.
Surely there's more.
Yeah, I would think so. Wow.
Well, I'm going to have to ask Alli about that.
The amount of Reddit reads we could do on Dad and Cole. We could just every single podcast for the next 5 years. Also, Galena and Calla, there's a bunch.
Is there?
Yeah. There was hardly any on you, Alli, and Casey was all positive too.
I could see that. I think.
Yeah. Huh. Frustrating. I'm going to start spreading a bunch of online rumors about y'all.
Go ahead. There's enough out there already, I'm sure.
Hey, y'all. Today's episode is brought to you by AgAmerica, your go-to financial partner for all things agriculture. As the largest independent financial firm dedicated to rural America, AgAmerica is changing the game of ag, lending and leveling up financing options for farmers, ranchers, and landowners across the nation. And I'll let you in on a secret. The thing that sets this company apart from the rest is the people. They understand firsthand the unique needs of American farmers and ranchers because many of them grew up on the farm themselves. They take a farmer-focused approach to finance, prioritizing relationships over transactions to help you build a stronger financial foundation for your farm and family. So whether you're looking to buy land or secure working capital, AgAmerica has your back. Visit agamerica.com today to learn more and see how they can help you achieve long-term financial success. Because when farmers thrive, we all do.
Do you know where your meat comes from? You will now with McBee Meat Company's Build Your Own Box. A retail value of $300 worth of melt-in-your-mouth steaks, insanely delicious griller products, high-protein meat snacks, and a free gift of your choice for only $159. These meats are born, raised, processed, and shipped directly from our family farm here in North Missouri. We're one of very few brands in the entire country who can honestly say that every single step in the meat supply chain is owned and controlled by us. We're doing it all, ensuring your meats are born and raised without the use of GMOs, steroids, antibiotics, vaccines, or whatever the hell else they're putting in meat these days. This type of respect and care for animals and the delicious meats that they provide us can only be found on a family farm. And that's why we're damn proud to bring you this Build Your Own Box, available now at the link below. Your purchase directly benefits our family farm and the rural community that we operate in. And so I want to take this time to personally thank you and tell you how much we appreciate any support that you may give if you decide to purchase your meat from us. We do not take it lightly. It means the world, not only to us and our animals, but also the community we live in. Now, let's get back to the podcast.
Well, I do have a couple questions for you that I got on Instagram. I posted a Q&A the other day, and some of these questions were reoccurring. So this first one's a hair care question. Jesse, what moisturizer are you currently using? What's your skincare and hair care routine?
Okay, I'll start with skincare because I know that one. Basically, right before I go to bed, I turn on the sink, cold water.
Yep.
Splash my face.
That's the extent.
And then wipe down with a towel, and I go to bed.
Okay.
So that's my.
That's the extent of the
routine.
skincare?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's very extensive. Don't know if you guys can handle it.
It's a 20-step process.
Yes. So skincare routine, yeah. I was blessed with decent skin. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Hair care routine, I really don't pay attention. I just know.
You don't have a specific moisturizer that you use?
I just started using conditioner a little while back because my hair started getting like really, I don't even know what the word to describe it, hard or
split ends?
I do have split ends, yes. Yeah. I get those cut off. But yeah, so I use conditioner. I don't know. I think I use, Alli just bought me some stuff that I needed to use. But before that, I was using the 3-in-1.
Is that Head and Shoulders?
I don't know. It comes in like a purple bottle. It's like
That's a kangaroo one.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, that one. Apparently that wasn't doing the job. You can't use a 3-in-1. It's not actually real.
You need to try tallow.
What is that? Oh.
Yeah. Rendered
Really?
beef fat. Oh, yeah. For your skin, for your hair. Oh, yeah.
For my hair too?
Yeah. That's what I've been using.
Huh.
Not that I have great hair right now.
It's
actually.
getting better though.
It's not, dude.
I mean,
I have to leave this hat on 24/7. I'm so pissed because whenever you take your hat off, your hair flows.
Yeah.
Mine looks like a giant mop that you just ran over a school, like a kindergarten schoolroom floor.
yeah.
It's just
it does
a
look like I could
mess.
just turn you upside down and start wiping the floor.
Dude,
with it.
literally.
Yeah.
Like I just did like 10 different circles and then that's my hair.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
I'm getting to the point where I'm about to freaking buzz cut it.
I've almost done that to mine. It's a lot. For anybody out
Like
there
when
with
you
long
wake
hair,
up in the morning, is it just all over the place?
yeah, like when I'm sleeping, I wake up and it's like in my eyes and stuff, so I have to like move it out of my face because it like tickles me.
Mine's not at all. Mine looks like you know the villain from The Incredibles, like the orange-haired dude that his hair spikes up.
Uh-huh.
That's what mine looks like in the morning. It's so bad.
It's a lot.
It's so bad, and I can't get it. I kept going to I go to this Scotch and Scissors barber down in Kansas City. It's like a barber membership. I don't know.
Oh,
It's pretty cool. But I keep talking to the lady that's cutting my hair, and I'm like, when does it go through? Like, when do I get through the awkward stage? Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm having to wear hats 24/7. And she said that is part of the problem. Because whenever you don't allow sunlight to hit your head, your hair growth stalls. Which Alli told us that the other day.
yeah. I thought that was a lie.
I thought it was a lie, too. I thought it was an urban myth. And it's not. So apparently we're stalling our hair growth by wearing hats 24/7. But what the hell are we supposed to do during the day when we're not wearing hats? I don't know how to style this.
Yeah, you can't. Did she say anything about like your age? Like maybe that has a play in it too.
No, actually, she said my hair was super thick, and that's part of the problem.
Oh,
She said my hair is so thick that it just lays on top of each other and it doesn't flow. So I'm holding on to that comment
Yeah,
until the day I die.
my hair's starting to thin out a little bit. With all the stress.
At least it lays good.
Yeah, it does for now. We'll see how long it lasts.
I just want to. I've told myself I'm going to grow it out one more time in my life, and I'm almost to the point where I'm going to whack it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like if I cut my hair, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Like,
How many years do you have invested in that?
before was it COVID when I started growing it out?
Yeah.
So like 4.
Yep. Do you remember before season 1 when you got your haircut and we were all so pissed off at you because whoever cut it butchered the heck out of your hair, and this was 2 weeks before filming started?
I remember because the lady, well, she was a nice lady, but she asked if I wanted it layered. I didn't know what that meant, but it sounded cool. I was like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be nice. Apparently that means like, I don't know what it means, but it looked
It looked weird.
It didn't look good with my hair.
No.
It was like really short and
It was bad.
yeah, Dad was so mad at me.
Well, yeah, we were freaking out. We were 2 weeks away from filming, and the whole concept of why we got the show was because you happened to look exactly like Casey Dutton.
Yeah, he was so mad. I remember walking into the gym and he said, "What did you do to your hair?" Like he was so, I had to leave because he was so mad at me. You can ask Cole next time he's in here how mad Dad was. I was like,
I was mad too.
my hair.
He called me and I was like, why the hell would he do that?
And I still had like it was obvious. It was at
short.
least 4 or 5 inches shorter than this.
Yeah.
But once I threw a hat on, it was fine. It looked a little funky. My bad. Never again. That's
Never
why
again.
That's why I don't go back there. I just say
You're like
I wanna
Samson
trim.
for now, besides the strength.
Yeah,
But you
besides
lose
the
like
strength,
any
for
bit of
sure. I know it's
power
kinda
you have if you cut your hair.
It's my persona now.
It is.
I can't not cut it.
Are you going to keep it that long for the wedding?
I was thinking
obviously.
about taking like 2 inches off. I may
Not
just
be a
leave it.
bad idea.
I mean,
Because you're wearing a cowboy hat for your wedding, right?
We'll all be in black cowboy hats.
So speaking of which, we're what, less than 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
Are your
coming up
nerves coming up at all?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be nervous just because we've been together for so long, and I was like, nothing's really going to change. And here lately, I don't know.
Hitting you a little bit?
Yeah, it's like
Getting
wow,
real?
It's actually happening. Well, we planned it so far in the future that I was like, yeah, I got a long time, and now we're 3 weeks away, and I'm like, oh, it's actually happening. So.
Are you looking forward to that honeymoon though?
I am.
Where you guys going?
Maui, Hawaii.
Are you going to be able to make that flight? It's an 8-hour flight.
Yeah,
across the
apparently
ocean.
we fly through Denver and then go over there, so it's a long.
Oh, from Denver to Maui? Holy
yeah.
smokes.
I figured we'd fly like to the coast and then fly over. So
Dang.
it's gonna be a long flight. I'm not much of a beach guy either.
No.
I
don't
tried
think any
convincing her
of
to
us
go
are.
on a hunt or something like that. And
Wasn't
she
working?
wasn't having it. No.
Dude, the worst thing about the beach is the freaking sand. It gets into places sand should not get.
Yep.
And I end up waddling for like a week and a half straight because I have rub marks on the inside of my thighs.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yep. That's exactly how it goes too.
And then when you get into bed, you still feel like the sand
The
particles.
grittiness. Yep.
I hate the beach.
Oh,
I am not a beach guy in any way, shape, or form.
I like to look like I like looking at pictures of the beach. It looks
Yes.
really nice, but that's as far as I'd want to go to
No, when it comes to vacations, we are mountain men,
mountains.
100%. Like
Through and through.
give me Snake River in Idaho, Montana, Telluride, Colorado, all day long.
Yeah, I want to wake up in a hoodie.
Yes.
Be a little chilly.
Yeah, have a little fire.
Yeah.
Drink some coffee.
I don't like
Beach is
sweating
overrated.
constantly.
You ain't gonna tell Alli that whenever you're on vacation, are you? On your honeymoon?
Oh, she knows my opinion. That's another thing. Always give your opinion. Let them know.
Don't hold back.
Nope. Don't hold back.
I better start working on the outline for your wedding. I'm gonna be honest.
The speech.
Being the officiator, like I gotta have the whole thing coordinated. I feel like.
Do you? Do you coordinate it? I mean, I guess you do have to.
I think so.
You definitely coordinate the ceremony
Yeah.
portion.
I have a booklet. Whenever I got my marriage license certificate online for $49, they sent me out a booklet that says like what to do and how to outline a ceremony, and I have not opened that one time. I actually need to go look for it since we're
You're doing
down to
better
less
than
than
me
3 weeks.
still, because I need to.
All you have to do is repeat what I say.
Oh yeah, no, it's all the other stuff she wants me to do.
Oh, okay.
You know, I still got 3 weeks.
I'm gonna whenever we do that and I'm standing up there and I'm making you repeat after me, I'm gonna go the entire paragraph without
I won't
stopping.
remember. I promise. I have short-term memory loss. I will forget.
You
I
know,
have to,
people
like,
usually
do
go
words.
like line by line. I'm gonna go full paragraph and then make you repeat the entire thing.
The problem is, like, if you did that, I would forget like the first half because I'd be so I'd be lost by the second half of it. I'd be like, I forgot what he even said at the start. I just stare at you. Can you repeat that?
Have you and Alli figured out like how y'all are gonna do your kiss or anything? Are y'all gonna go strong? You just gonna go quick? Like are you gonna dip her?
I don't know. I didn't realize that was such a big.
There's a lot to coordinate here. And you still got to learn your first dance,
I know you taught me how to dance. I know how to dance now. I'm good.
dude. That was a 20-minute waltz
That's
dancing
all I
lesson.
needed. I ain't doing the waltz either. I'm just
Just slow dancing.
slow dance, maybe a little two-step in there.
Well, if you need any practice, Uncle Jimmy would love to show you.
I'm sure.
That man is a dancing fool.
Yeah, he is. I wish he would just take my place and just dance for me.
Just be like,
I'll
hey,
just-
I'm gonna call someone in off the bench.
tapping him in. Allie would much rather dance with him. I promise.
All right, Jesse, any last notes for Love on the Farm? We'd love to hear from someone that is so successful, has had nothing but good times, great days in a loving relationship.
Who's that? Me?
It's you, bud.
Oh,
It's you.
oh. Well, I wouldn't go that far. We've definitely had our problems. I would just say if that relationship really means something to you, to work, you guys can work through anything, and just take it day by day. Don't try to figure something out in the heat of the moment when you guys are arguing.
Are there conversations that need to be had up front? Like if you had to do it all over again, I know you got lucky with Alli. If you were to date someone new up front in the very beginning stages, would you say, hey, here's what my life looks like. Here's what you have to be okay with. Or do you just let it materialize and hope that they get on board?
Well, I would say up front is way better. It'll save you problems down the road. Well, it'll save you more problems down the road because they can say they know and that it's okay up front.
You don't understand.
You have to be in it to really know. And what makes it even worse, not to go on a whole nother tangent, is that we also hunt. So when we do have free time, very sparingly during the fall, we're usually hunting during that time. So it just adds on. So yes, be up front. Tell them how it's going to be and just how busy that you are. And if they're not okay with that, then you guys probably shouldn't even start down that road in the first place.
God bless the women that date farmers and ranchers. Y'all are
y'all are amazing.
Amazing. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this, especially if you're a farmer and rancher and you're single and you're 30. Godspeed to you. Good luck. We're in this boat together. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you liked what we had to say, share it, subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, tell a friend to come back here. We'll have very, very, very interesting episodes to come with Cole, Dad, Jake, and a lot of exciting news on the way. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.